Welcome to the Discbros podcast. I'm your host, Adam, with
Landon
and Nate.
And in this podcast, we are going to talk about anything
and everything
about what's happening right now. So, right now, let's start off with the best way to get your disc out of the water. So, my favorite solution is just going in there, just taking off your shoes, just going in there and getting out.
But I say, why do that when you can just use the disc retriever?
But you could also just dangle someone by their feet into the water precariously.
So, right now, we are going to ask which one is the best method. So, as you've seen from our videos on our YouTube channel at Discbros, go check us out, we have done all of these strategies, more or less. The one that Nate talked about, just dangling them by their legs, that's the least amount, we've done. I think we've done that once, right? Twice? Okay, we've done that twice, my producers are saying. So, but, our early stages, we were walking in the water a lot, and then when Landon got his disc retriever, that we started using that.
Yeah, because I don't want to go in the freezing water.
So, that is one of the upsides and downsides, and we're here to talk about that right now. So, upsides of walking in the water are that when you walk in the water, it's efficient, right? You're going to get in and get out. There's not, a lot of technology. There's not a lot of stuff that can go wrong.
It's also free.
Exactly. It's also free.
But there are health hazards to this, such as stepping on something sharp in the water, getting tetanus, getting salmonella from the water, or other waterborne diseases such as cholera, which is borne by water or mosquitoes.
Of course, yes. But efficiency is one of our three aspects.
Efficiency is key.
It's efficiency, how well it works, like the percentage rate, and safety, like Landon said. Yep. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much it works, 100% of the time. If you go in the water and you locate the disc, it's going to be easy to just pick up.
Yep. Scale of 10, 100%.
Now, if we're talking about efficiency, I would say 90% because even though you do have to take off your shoes and socks,
so that would be a 9 out of 10.
It takes a lot of time to maybe do that and maybe steel yourself for going in the creek. But I'm only going to deduct 1 point for that because of how easy it is to just get in there. But then the last one would be safety, and as Landon said, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong.
Dangers.
Yeah, especially frostbite.
Exactly, frostbite if it's too cold. So safety, I'm gonna rate this one a 3. Not that safe. Again, infection in your diseases or in your cuts, it may cause diseases.
Yep. Tetanus.
Exactly.
If you step on something sharp and metal.
There is some rusty stuff in the river, in the creek. So, final score out of that is 22 out of 30. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Could be worse. It's a little over 66. So around 70% right there.
The next one would be using a disc retriever. This is obviously the best method of all because you don't even have to go in the water. And if you're freezing, you can do it when you have gloves on. So safety for this one is a 10 out of 10, obviously. Efficiency, however, the numbers start to dwindle there because it's more of a, depending on how skilled you are at using it, it's more of like a 5, 6 out of 10 because sometimes it is a bit difficult to get the disc out of the water. But for the final one, which was, Adam, please tell it to us.
Our final one was efficiency.
Efficiency is the one I just talked about.
Besides efficiency, it is...
Safety.
No, we already said
Effectiveness.
Effectiveness is... I would give that a 9 out of 10.
Because if you know how to do it, you're going to get it done.
Yeah.
But if you're like one of these two, you don't know how to do it. That doesn't work well.
Yeah, so with a total score of higher than just getting in the water, it is obviously better. And now Nate's going to tell us about the final method.
Dangling people in the water. Safety, like 1. Effectiveness. The disc needs to be like 2 feet from the edge of the water, so that's like a 2. And like, what's the other one?
Efficiency.
Efficiency. Maybe it works. I don't know. Not
Hey,
very
it worked
effective.
every time we tried it.
That's like 3rd place. That's 0 out of 20, 30. Whatever
So
it's out of.
It got like a 3. So
Nate's got a 3, Landon's got a 24, and the just walking in the water got a 22. So we have effectively determined that the disc retriever is the best method of getting a disc out of the water.
But was there ever a doubt?
I don't think there was, Landon. I do not think there was a doubt. So
Yes, but if you don't want to have to shell out the money for a disc retriever, which is actually fairly inexpensive, by the way, getting in the water is definitely the best method. Do not try dangling someone in there, because they might get frostbite if they get dropped on their head.
yes.
Lung concussions and other stuff.
Now let's move on to our second topic, which would be, a huge thing in current events right now: March Madness, the biggest event since the Super Bowl in the sports world right now, and I can tell you it has been crazy right now. So, who did you guys have winning it all?
I had Iowa State,
Wow,
which is so much better than Iowa.
Iowa State. Nate says Iowa State winning it all. I had Purdue winning it all.
I had Michigan State winning
Yeah.
it all. Yeah.
So let's see how those picks have panned out. Purdue and Iowa State are both in the Sweet 16, whereas Michigan State sadly fell to Duke in the round of 32 right now.
Yeah, so let's see, Landon, why did you pick Michigan State? What's your reasoning?
Because one of the people from the school we went to, Max Christie, was just drafted to Michigan State. And I just went to support my boy there.
So Nate, what was your instincts in choosing Iowa State?
I've read a lot of sources, a lot of experts, but I really like their mascot, the Cyclones, and then that's just like really cool mascot. So
My reasoning behind Purdue was going into the Big Ten tournament. Purdue was the number 1 team in the Big Ten. They didn't lose to Iowa in the Big Ten tournament, but still had the best record in the Big Ten, and we're one of the best teams in the nation. And I've liked them since day one of the college basketball season, and I really hope that they go far because right now, going into the Sweet 16, there is 2 Big Ten teams left, Michigan and Purdue, and I really want to see a Big Ten team going on. So let's move on from March Madness, and let's go to different throws in disc golf for teeing off. So me and Landon have the standard throw.
forehand.
Yeah, just forehand throw. Whereas Nate, describe us your
Yeah.
throw.
I'm the backhand thrower. So you kind of just like flip your arm over and like throw it like a sidearm pitcher. The carry might not. Sometimes it is better, but you also get the advantage of the roll. The roll can really like work in your favor.
Yeah. So, if we're talking about pure accuracy, forehand is much better. It's gonna be much better for those less experienced players that just want to get some ground going. Whereas Nate's backhand is better for the more experienced players, maybe using that roll to the advantage, trying to maybe get a better shot because I know you've got some hole in twos because of the roll.
Definitely. Yes, I have gotten multiple holes in twos.
Yeah, so it all just depends. I would recommend arm strength. If you have a lot of arm strength, go with the forehand. And then if you try to want to get that extra roll, it is a risky move too, because sometimes it'll roll backwards, hindering you. If you had just gone forehand, you would have been farther in. But it's all just a game of if you want to risk it for the biscuit or not. And so
Clash Royale is awesome. I am the best out of all of us.
Not true.
Very true.
I have the most skill.
I'm a skilled player who's in Master 1.
Wait.
No sound. You can't play Clash Royale sound. You can talk about it. Just let me know.
Oh, yeah, our clan, we're really good. All in the same clan.
It is called Jesus Loves You. Because, as we all know, Jesus loves you.
Yes. Again, as we said,
We just received some breaking news. Adam does actually not play Clash Royale. Just for the record.
Yeah, he doesn't. So, let's just talk about what is the meta in Clash Royale at this point.
Meta, I think one of the best decks out there is Logbait. And I think that's due to the power of the Inferno Tower. That stops so many good tank cards.
Yes. Along with the multiple counters to basically any card in the entire game. Like, you play Mega Knight. They have like 600 counters plus Inferno Tower for it. So there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. It is so annoying to us Mega Knight players.
and then the devastating blow too, once you think that you've got past that Inferno Tower, is the rocket.
Yeah, that really breaks down my balloon deck. I play Speedy Balloon, have the Skeleton Barrel push the balloon. I think I'm there, but then the rocket comes and stops me.
Yes, that log bait is amazingly played, especially since if you're not careful enough and you don't know, like first play you play your small spell, they could bite you in the back, and they could take an easy dub without you even realizing what hit you.
Yeah, let's talk about the most recent balance changes.
Yes, very thrilling.
On second thought, let's not, because Clash Royale deleted those from their thing. So I can't find them. So, but what I do know is that both Prince and Dark Prince are now able to jump over the river.
Oh, one thing? They increased the balloon's drop speed but lowered the damage. In my opinion, it actually made it better.
In my opinion, it made it worse, because balloons generally only get one hit on your tower if you are a skilled player, or 0 hits. And that first hit was always just so devastating before, but now it's just like, oh, it's fine. I'm going to 3-crown him now.
Yeah, so Lennon brings up a good point. Another thing, too, that even increased the effectiveness of log bait in the meta was the 25% buff to the Inferno Tower of the first ray connecting. So the first ray is now 25% faster to connect, so it can switch targets faster, which means that it could take out some very potent threats in the meta, like Hog Rider. You could take out Hog 2.6. It's a very popular deck going around right now, and then can also take out the champions too, with very, very well too.
To you non-math whizzes out there, that buff means now that a level 10 or maybe level 11 Inferno Tower can take out a level 14 Mega Knight.
That's absolutely game-changing.
Yeah, especially to Mega Knight players, which is why Mega Knight use has gone down exponentially.
And I think that is a good thing for all of Clash Royale. No one likes Mega Knight players.
Not true. A lot of people like Mega Knight players. They're great, okay? No one likes balloon players.
Well, you know what's the worst? E-Giant player. No, Lumberloon players. Stupid Lumberloon players. I know you don't actually play Clash Royale, but do you have anything to say about that?
Okay, so when I did used to play Clash Royale, Lumberloon was a very very popular strategy going around combining the balloon. And remember, this was before as Nate calls it a buff and as Landon calls it a nerf, the rework to the balloon with the increased hit speed, because it was there was more damage and less hit speed. A very popular combo was having the Lumberjack tank for the balloon a little bit, drop the rage spell, and then have the balloon just absolutely decimate the tower.
For those of you out there who may not play Clash Royale, This means that skill is no longer required if you play this deck. Because you just put 2 cards, and then you're just done. Because there's nothing they can do. It's the same concept as those people who use Electro Giant. Stupidest card in the entire game. That's my opinion, it's not a fact. But it's definitely bad. So, if you're planning on playing Clash Royale, don't use Lumberloon or Electro Giant.
This has been a PSA from the Discbros. Now, going totally off the topic of Clash Royale, Nate and Landon, what are your opinions? Skittles or Mike and Ike's?
Mike and Ike's are 100% better.
I am a hardline Skittles supporter.
Definitely, for me, it's going to be Mike and Ike's. And Nate, I'm going to ask you, why Skittles?
Yo, that hard shell, it really adds like maybe a little crunch. Not a normal thing in candy, but that adds some great taste.
So, my my rebuttal to that would be when it's hot out, which is when you're going to be enjoying candy, right? In the summertime with your friends, the Skittles are going to melt in your hand, getting your hand all different colors. They're going to make it tie-dye, like your Team 111.
Yeah, no one wants to look like they just dropped a bunch of paint on their hands. Okay?
Which is exactly why we pick Mike and Ike's, because it combines the good flavor of Skittles with the non-dye of not being able to dye your hands, and especially because also it is a lot smaller and a lot chewier. Mike and Ike's have less crunch, Skittles, and it's a lot easier. And the Mike and Ike's are a lot easier on the teeth.
Well,
Yeah, especially to those of you out there who have braces.
Oh yeah.
well, Mike and Ike's are super gooey and like gummy, so they're gonna get stuck in your braces even worse than Skittles.
Yeah, well, so are Skittles. After you chew through the hard outer shell, which could break your brackets, by the way.
That is not true. They're not that hard. And
Speaking from experience, I've broken 3 brackets on Skittles. Thank you very much.
well, that's probably your fault.
Wow. Little heated debate between Dan and Landon. If I were to intercept here, I'm gonna side with Landon here. I would not eat Skittles with braces on just because, like Landon said, the hard outer shell is going to crack your brackets, and then the gooey part's gonna get stuck to your braces, and it's gonna be a lot harder to get off than the Mike and Ike's, because the Mike and Ike's are gonna be less gooey.
Well, I think we're split on this one. Let's leave it to the people. Go on to our most recent Discbros video and comment Mike and Ike's or Skittles.
And we'll leave it there for today. We'll see you later, guys.
This is Landon.
Adios.
Hey, Adam.
And Nate.
Signing out for now. See you on our next video or podcast. Bye.